Welcome back to Backstage. Musician Frank Catalano bought his first saxophone at the age of 12, got a lucky break at 17, toured with Santana at 18, and became the youngest saxophonist ever voted into the Downbeat Critics poll. Stars like John Legend and Jennifer Lopez have all invited Frank to contribute to their albums, and this Chicago boy has also played with Herbie Hancock and Tony Bennett. His new CD, Bang, debuted at number 12 on the Billboard charts, and we are thrilled to have Frank and the rest of his quartet right here in our Backstage studios. Welcome, Frank.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for having us.
I heard you rehearsing. You sound fantastic. And first of all, let's do first things first. Could you introduce the quartet?
For sure. Rick Drum over here on drums. I'm going to do the applause. He's the coolest, most modest drummer I know, because usually drummers are so almost overbearing. Yeah. So yeah, to not get the rim chopped is rare. Adam Whitson over here on bass.
Great.
And Dean Ambar over here on guitar.
Wonderful. And Frank, your story is absolutely amazing. You started playing saxophone at 10. Why?
You know, the honest answer, and I wish I had a better one, is that I just thought it looked cool, because I didn't even know what it sounded like. Yeah, I was in 5th grade. I was like 9, going on 10. And I actually wanted to play the tuba because my family was real into football, and I'd see the tuba at the marching, bands.
Sure.
And at the halftime football games, and my mom's like, "You're never gonna get that on the school bus." So she's like, "What about?"
So she's being practical.
Yeah. So she's kind of like, "Let's look at some other stuff, maybe trumpet, trombone." And the band director couldn't demonstrate the saxophone; he demonstrated all the other ones. And I thought, well, this seems challenging. It's got all the keys and buttons and stuff, and I thought it looked cool. So I just kind of rolled with the saxophone.
And we should say that you were working with a disability, because early on you severed your middle right finger. I know, please, it's a little bit scary to hear the story, but it came completely off the top of the finger, right?
Yeah, it was pretty freaky. I had a '72 Volkswagen Beetle, and I was working on it, and there was one big belt in the back, the generator pulley, and I went to grab the dipstick, and the car was hardly running. I didn't want to shut it off, which anybody out there, listening to this, please shut off your engines before you work on the car. But I was 16 and not, thinking properly, and yeah, it ripped my whole finger off. And luckily it was winter in Chicago, and I kind of freaked out, and I, took off my glove, and I saw, this much of the finger was still in the glove, completely off, and I kind of just freaked out. I don't really remember doing it, but I dropped the glove in the snow, and I went inside and called 911, and that was really what saved it. Is it was so cold outside, it kind of
preserved it,
and the paramedics were able to package it, and yeah, so.
And the rest is history, because you just play so beautifully, which folks will see in just a moment. But I love the story as well. When you went into, I think, a bar at 17, I don't know if you had a fake ID. You went with your mom.
My mom, yeah.
And what happened? You were asked to play?
We still play there all the time in Chicago. It's called the Andes Jazz Club. It's been there for a while. It's a definite Chicago mainstay for jazz clubs. And I had heard Charles Erlin Hammond B3 organ legend was going to play there. I heard him on the radio, and I talked my mom into going, because she was not at all a jazz fan, and I really wanted to hear him. And a little voice in the back of my head said, "Bring your saxophone." And it just so happens the saxophone player didn't show up. And I went up to him at the end of his first set and said, "Oh, I have my saxophone. Could I sit in?" He's like, "No, man, get out of here, kid." And then the second set, same thing. He's like, "No, man, get out of here. My saxophone player will be here. I don't know why he's not here." And me and my mom were leaving. It was about midnight at this time almost. And then, I feel a tap on my shoulder. He's like, "Okay, kid, get out your saxophone." And the owner of the club was there. And like I said, I've been playing there regularly. Got, signed to my first record deal for Delmark Records at this club.
That's an amazing
and
story.
Yeah, it was very fortunate.
I'm looking for the movie that's going to come out, or at least a little documentary about you. You are now how old?
31.
31 years old. I mean, you played with Santana, Tony Bennett, Jennifer Lopez. Has it just all been amazing for you, this career?
It's been so action-packed and almost nonstop. Probably this last year, signing to a major record label and stuff, probably actually only the last couple months have I actually been able to kind of reflect and appreciate some of the stuff, finally, because it really has just been so on the go and so much, and there hasn't been enough downtime to really reflect on it until recently. So.
All right, well, we're going to send people to your website, which is frankcatalanomusic.com?
It's just catalanomusic.com.
Gotcha, catalanomusic.com, and they can see where you're touring. They can look to buy your new CD, Bang, which is doing so great. It's everywhere, right? You were telling me, Borders
pretty
and
much everywhere where
online.
they sell music, or yeah.
Cool. All right. So what are you going to start off with from your new CD?
We're going to start off with a song that we debuted about 6 months ago in Tokyo, and it's on our newest CD, and it's called Funky-Dunky.
All right, Frank Catalano and the guys, take it away. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.